Good morning, kids. How is everybody doing? I hope you had a wonderful weekend. This is The Abyss AM. Welcome to another episode of that. I am your host, of course, The Eternal Abyss. I have my coffee. I hope you have yours too. There's a lot of things that I could be talking about today. But there's going to be one topic we're going to talk about. Because there's only one topic that really matters right now. There's no escaping it. It's something that we're going to have to face. We're going to have to talk about. And it brings great sadness to me. Great sadness to me. To announce that I'm running out of coffee. I just, I'm out. This is like I'm on my last cup or two here. I gotta go to the supermarket and get that situated. I can't have a show of coffee and news if we don't have coffee, So, no, I'm kidding. Of course, the big news of the day is Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away over the weekend. But before we get into that, I gotta do my usual thing here. I want to say hello to everybody on all the platforms that I'm on. I want to say hello to everybody on YouTube, which is now different because it's no longer. I got to see how even that looks on my channel because I don't even know anymore. So hello, possibly to people on YouTube if you can actually see the stream now since it's now changed into events. Let me see if this loads. Oh, I forgot to unmute. Oh no, that's unmuted. Okay, never mind. And YouTube will not load. Fantastic. Freaking awesome. Whatever. But hello to everybody on YouTube. Hello to everybody on D-Live and Periscope and Twitch. And I also want to say hello to everybody on Float because I am streaming on Float.app. So I want to say hello to everybody on there as well. I got to do a little bit of social media management here, and this is all wrong here. Oh man, YouTube is really making things like more and more complicated. Oh boy. Well, I usually do also a little bit of this. I do a social media post regarding my streams, and I seemingly did not do that just yet. So we're going to take care of that right now on stream live, as Bill O'Reilly yelled a long time ago. F it, we're doing it live. Okay, yeah, it just shows up here as okay, cool. It just looks exactly the same as it did before. They just decided to call it something different. Okay. You do your thing, YouTube. Whatever. The hell. YouTube is weird. Let's just put it that way. So as I'm slowly going to do these social media posts here, basically that's the biggest thing that happened over the weekend. Giant news item. It's everywhere. No escaping it whatsoever. So we're going to address it. Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away. And it has been a shit show in the news. It has been just meltdown after meltdown on the very left liberal media, on CNN, MSNBC. It has been this is for the left a worst case scenario. There was already some animus towards RBG because there's a group of people on the left that were really, really unhappy with her because they didn't want her to stay on the seat until now, until she passed away. They wanted that she would have retired under Obama's administration, so then Obama would be able to replace her with someone super lefty like she was. Instead, RBG didn't do that. And there's debate as to why. My personal opinion is that it's hubris. She claimed she had work to do still, even after being in the law and being on the Supreme Court for 20 years. That, according to her, nobody could do except her. So this is what happened now. Because of her narcissistic thinking and hubris, the left now find themselves in a pickle, quite frankly. In quite a big pickle, mind you. Now, before I go any further into talking about this, there is one thing I do want to say. Let's talk a little bit about who Ruth Bader Ginsburg was, what she really represented, and the kind of work that she did. And kind of go from there and see, and talk about what's going to happen moving forward. So, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, well, first of all, before anything, I want to just make something clear, actually. And I don't like using the term, let me be clear. I never like that. I think it's a ridiculous term. I don't like it at all. But I will say this. No matter who passes away, I am the type of person that I extend my condolences to the family members. I express my condolences towards them. I wish them the best. I don't wish ill on anybody. I never even wish that she would die. Honestly, you have some people on the right that were like, oh, hopefully she'll die before, they were hoping that this would happen. They were hoping that this would happen so Trump could fill in another seat with a conservative justice. People are free to believe and think what they want. I've never been of that kind of thinking. I've never been of that kind of thinking. For me, I don't wish ill on anyone. I don't wish death on anyone. I don't wish violence on anyone. And I'm not just saying this because I don't want to get kicked off any platform or anything like that. This is just how I am. Even to people that have physically assaulted me or physically or verbally assaulted me, I don't wish ill on them. I don't wish ill on them or on anybody. So, said that, I want to get that premise out of the way. So, I just want to be sure that that's clear. So, going now to talk a little bit about Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Now, everybody in the media has been lauding her as this sort of saint. There's also another thing that I don't believe in. I said, I don't believe in wishing ill on people. I don't believe in not speaking ill of the dead. Yeah, they can't defend themselves, whatever. I get that. it's a respect kind of thing that you don't speak ill of the dead because they can't defend themselves or they can't defend their actions or whatever. Well, you know what? This isn't really a matter of that. It's a matter of public record. It's a matter of public record. Hold up. Let me check out here what's happening. What is going on with Troll here with all this gobbledygook in my chat? Hi, Meave. Welcome to the stream, by the way. I sent you an email. I sent you an email about music. Hopefully we can touch base here and talk. Is my stream buffering or anything like that? Hopefully it's smooth. Hopefully everything's going as it should be. This software, the new software that I'm using, unfortunately, it's a little bit beefier here, and it's not doing as well when it comes to, like, I think my stream. Hunter S. Thompson's obituary of Nixon would be a good point of reference for respect for the dead. Well, I mean, I still say you can give respect to the dead. Stream is smooth as my feminine feet. Okay, thank you, Jenkin. Not sure I needed to know you have feminine feet, but good to know, I think. Troll is preaching the cult of troll. Gotcha. Okay, rock and roll. No, but and actually, I need to bring up my chat here. I'm a little all over the place this morning, so. Oh, maybe my keyframe interval needs to be updated too. I'm gonna have to check that out after the stream. Okay, so that could be affecting my stream as well. I'm trying to find the optimum settings, you know, for everything. So as my chat is loading here, for my other platforms. There we go. I want to make sure I can see what's going on here. So, Ruth Bader Ginsburg definitely had an interesting life and was quite a figure in the judiciary, on SCOTUS, and in the law. I mean, she wasn't someone that you can just toss aside and not consider that she had an impact. She definitely had an impact on American society. She had an impact on the judiciary. She had an impact on the law. I would argue that her impact was a negative one. Everybody's saying she had an extraordinary life. She made so many contributions, and this and that, and that and this. And I was like, okay, listen, sure. She did lead a very notorious life. She became a pop culture kind of figure because the left basically wanted to turn her into a cyborg because they want her to stay on the court forever because she is considered by far one of the most liberal and left-leaning justices on the Supreme Court. And to me, any leaning on the Supreme Court is a big problem. It's not just a matter of being a left-leaning justice. Shalom, hetero alpha god. Welcome to the stream. I think if the mail incident, yes, I believe I know what you're talking about, and I think I will, and I am going to try to address that as well. We have a lot to talk about too. There's a lot of stuff that I want to address today. I'm going to see if I can get to all of it. We may need to spill it into tomorrow. We'll see. But RBG did some interesting work while she in her early career. She did some interesting work for the ACLU. This was before the ACLU went completely, crackhead bananas here. Where they no longer worry about civil liberties, but they are a political firm essentially. They're just a political action committee at this point. Sipping some of my coffee here. So Yes, and in fact, trolls ZZZ, the notorious RBG thing, and this whole turning her into a pop culture icon is exactly that. It started after there was a realization that she wasn't gonna make it for much longer, and that there could be a potential issue, and they were trying to prop her up. They were trying to turn her into this big historical figure. Oh, they are crackhead bananas. Come on, the ACLU, give me a break. Oh, of course, I love answering chat. That's part of the thing that I love about streaming is actually interacting with chat and interacting with the different platforms that I'm on. That's something I truly enjoy. But you guys have a bad habit of derailing me. So I gotta stay focused. So we're gonna stay focused today. So what's going on with RBG is that initially, yeah, she did do a lot of work for civil liberties. She did do some interesting work for the ACLU, like I said before, they became crackhead bananas. So I am not saying, I'm not making any sort of claim that she never did anything positive. I'm sure that a lot of her work, early work, had some sort of positive impact. I think the problem became after. I think as time progressed, as she became more and more extreme and more radical, and more biased in her work and in her line of work and in her business, essentially, of the law, I think that had a negative impact on her decision making, and I think that had a negative impact on the Supreme Court. And I feel that her decisions were not based on law. They were not based in law. They were based on her just personal whims. In fact, that's what I've been starting to do, Illustrator. I've been focusing on just streaming. Future Murdoch episode, RBG Cyborg. Yeah, I know, right? I'm surprised they hadn't done that already, honestly. That's surprising to me. But moving forward, so basically, when you put your political beliefs above the law and above the interpretation of the law, to me that's a big problem. That's a big problem, and Ruth Bader Ginsburg notoriously did that. It didn't matter what case was put before her. Essentially, what would happen was she would do the predictable decision of whatever would be fitting to the left's agenda and narrative. I don't think there was ever a case where she actually veered away from what the perceived agenda narrative would be when it came to an interpretation of a legal case that was put before the Supreme Court. Was there, can someone even show me an example of that? Because in all the time that I've been paying attention to the Supreme Court, I have not seen one example of when she did that. Now, you have people like Ted Cruz who are saying, oh, she led an amazing life. She had a huge impact on the judiciary. You know, she served our country. And that's all true, fine. Okay, yeah, she did serve our country. She served on the Supreme Court. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm not discounting that. Did she have a huge impact? Yeah, absolutely. Was it a good impact? Absolutely not. Was did she become this kind of larger than life figure? Yeah, they made a movie about her, idolizing her, and I'm not surprised if the left starts calling the Vatican to try and push through beatification and canonization to turn her into a saint. The problem, though, is that the policies that she supported, huge subverting impact. Yes, yeah. Hey, Silent Bob. Yeah. No, basically, what we have here is a clear example of a biased judiciary, a biased justice on the judiciary, a biased justice on the Supreme Court of the United States, which clearly made no attempts to address this bias at all. She never made it. She never made an effort. One simple example that I can give you, and I know this is going to upset some people that may be listening to me on the other side. You know, there may be people on the other side of the political aisle listening to this, and I'm going to give this example because it is a very clear example of what I'm talking about. And some people are going to be upset by that. And I understand, but the thing is the truth, and it has to be addressed. And I'm not saying, by the way, I'm not saying that there's no bias on the right when it comes to the Supreme Court. We're going to address that too. We're going to talk about the bias in the Supreme Court in general in a moment. I do intend to speak about that. But before that, I do want to address is essentially when there was the whole argument over gay marriage and legalization of gay marriage. There was something that clearly happened in the Supreme Court here, and it had nothing to do with the law. And it kind of reflects what happened with Roe versus Wade. Because Roe versus Wade was also a decision that was made mostly for political expediency. It really wasn't based on the law. And I'm not, listen, people can call me an armchair lawyer. I'm not an attorney. I'm not, I haven't passed the bar in any place. I'm just someone who does a lot of reading, a lot of research, I look into a lot of things. So this is just my interpretation. Some people may say, oh, you're just being an armchair lawyer. You don't really know anything about the law. Yeah, okay, maybe. But I know enough. I know enough to know when a legal precedent didn't exist and one was just invented to pass the legalization of abortion at the federal level. I mean, when you create legal fiction such as a penumbra of privacy, that's legal fiction. No such thing. No basis in the law. Science as well, when you talk about viability. And I drink a lot of coffee. Yes, that's true, Illustrator. Drinking some right now. No, but basically when the legal premise of viability as well, when you talk about viability of a fetus, because that's also something that was discussed within Roe versus Wade in the decision. That also ignored science, ignored reality. So you're talking about a Supreme Court decision, which the Supreme Court has, in its history, has made bad decisions. The Supreme Court is not infallible here. Okay? Audibly, I do, yes. Babies' lives matter, absolutely. When the premise is fiction and it's just political, then there's a problem. And like I said, the Supreme Court, there has been throughout history, sometimes that the Supreme Court has made a boo-boo in judgment. They are not infallible. They have made some pretty big ones. Pretty big mistakes, actually. That's an interesting troll name indeed. So, going back to the example that I was going to give with RBG, is with the gay marriage. Now, I'm not here to really debate the merits of that whole thing. All I'm going to say is when it came to Ruth Bader Ginsburg, if you're supposed to make a monumental decision of this kind, okay, It was a monumental decision because it had a lot of legal and large ramifications, not only legally but in society. And that's another thing, that the judiciary really should not be engaged in social engineering. Let's just put that out there. Can we all agree on this? That the judiciary, that's not the role of the judiciary, is to do social engineering. But moving on. What's going on here is, what happened then actually was that even right before she was supposed to listen and make a decision on this case, what does Ruth Bader Ginsburg do? She officiates a gay marriage. So she engaged in an activity that was not deemed legal at the federal level. And on top of that, she had already made up in her mind that it should be legal. So what was really the point of her even listening to the case? When you already made it up in your mind that it's legal, and you actually engage in that activity even though it's not. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about, that she put bias over the law. She put her own agenda over the law. She put her own politics over the law. She is an example of what you are not to do as a Supreme Court justice. In general, the Supreme Court also is supposed to be the most unbiased branch. It's supposed to be the most unpolitical branch. You're not supposed to have this debate and argument of left jurors and right jurors, or liberal jurors and conservative jurors. Neutrino Ether says the Supreme Court of America was set up to fundamentally undermine the Constitution at the outset of the Republic. I don't agree that it was designed for that. It was designed to resolve legal issues that would come up. It's part of the whole checks and balances thing. Exactly. Troll Nutu, she should have recused herself. If she was a judge worth her salt at any level, she should have recused herself, because she should have recognized that she clearly had a bias, and that she would not be able to supersede that bias. She had already made her decision before she even sat down to listen to the case. And nobody can convince me otherwise. So, no, I don't think so. I think the judiciary is the check and balance against rogue legislators. I mean, you don't want a legislation branch of your government to just run amok and create laws that go counter to the Constitution. They are supposed to be the defenders of the Constitution. The legislator is supposed to create laws. The executive branch is supposed to execute those laws. And the judiciary is to make sure that those laws are in line with the Constitution. The judiciary isn't designed to undermine the Constitution. It's designed to defend the Constitution. Okay? So, excuse me one moment, I gotta blow my nose. Okay. Yeah, Ginsburg was her married name. So this is what I'm talking about in terms of her approach to the law. Like, I'm not even talking about whether I agree with the decision or not. This isn't even an issue of that. I'm not talking about. It's not an issue of discussing different cases. It's a matter of just how her process was, how she acted as a justice, and things that she would say. She would say things in interviews, things that you shouldn't say. As a judiciary, she would make these political talking points that really, as a justice, she should have just said, you know what, I shouldn't get into that, because as a justice, I'm supposed to be out of that whole political sphere. Why is my virus scanner going crazy now? Go away. Yeah, her original last name is Bader. Ginsburg is a married name. That got added when she got married. So there you have it. That's what I'm talking about when it comes to RBG. Now, said that, let's talk about the present now. So what's going to happen? Right now, everybody's having a meltdown. Everybody's going crazy because everybody is, and there's threats of violence. There's threats of rioting and violence against not only the president, but there's also threats of burning down the Supreme Court. As if that really would do anything anyways, because just because you burn the building, that's really not going to change much of what's going on. You burn the building, guess what? The judiciary still exists. The Supreme Court, it still exists, even if they're in just the local YMCA doing their job. The point isn't the building. The point is that you have a Supreme Court, you have the justices, you have them all getting together and listening to court cases. They would much rather do it in a nice building that looks like a Greek temple. But that doesn't mean that if you burn down the Supreme Court building, then all of a sudden the Supreme Court doesn't exist anymore. Reza Aslan, this guy does threats of violence constantly on Twitter, and Twitter just leaves his account up. This guy's a complete piece of garbage. Yeah, you know what? I don't even care if they go ahead with their threats of violence. Honestly, they can threaten all they want. It just shows what kind of people they are. Really. Because when this happened with Obama, that Scalia died. And everybody on the left was arguing that Obama had every right to nominate someone. Everybody was saying that. Obama had every right, and the Constitution gives him those enumerated powers. He has every right to nominate someone. And guess what? Obama did nominate someone. And now Obama himself is tweeting and going online saying, no, Trump should wait until the election is over. Really? Really? You hypocrite of the most extreme? Why do you think I call him the o-hole? Because he is an asshole all of his own. He's a category of asshole that is just him. That's why I call him the o-hole. It's unbelievable. The hypocrisy is unbelievable. It is unbelievable that they are okay with saying, oh, no, Obama can nominate someone. But when it comes to Trump, no. Trump can't do that. I'm sorry. Screw you. You can't just change the Constitution and change the enumerated powers and change what a president can and can't do just because you don't like who's in office right now. It doesn't work that way. Whether you like it or not. And I don't recall, frankly, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm old enough to remember that nobody said they'd burn the Supreme Court down if Obama nominated someone. I'm old enough to remember that nobody said over my dead body. I'm old enough to remember that nobody mailed ricin over to Obama because he wanted to nominate someone at the Supreme Court. Which that happened as well. Someone actually tried to do an assassination attempt on the president. Because of what is being said and perpetuated in the media, what is being said and perpetuated in social media, what is being said and perpetuated by politicians. I mean, this crap has to stop. People like Pelosi and Cuomo and people in the media like Jim Acosta that keeps crying in his diary, and Chris Cuomo, who says, where does it say in the Constitution that protests have to be peaceful? I don't know. How about the peaceful assembly part, jackass? You ever actually looked at the Constitution? Well, he already said that he wanted to nominate a woman even before Ruth Bader Ginsburg became an issue. I mean, that was already something that was in the pipeline. That I think that the idea was that the next justice, whoever it would be that was going to come along, it was going to be a woman the replacement. And plus, being that Ruth Bader Ginsburg was a woman, it makes sense that he would replace her with a woman. So this whole thing really, the hubris here and the hypocrisy and this ridiculousness that is being perpetuated by the media and by people on social media and personalities, celebrities, and everybody that's pushing this bullshit that he can't nominate someone. If you were okay with Obama nominating someone, you can literally jump in a lake. You have zero legs to stand on when it comes to this thing. And this is something that really pisses me off when I hear about this, all the stuff that I was seeing on social media over the weekend. I wanted to jump on stream immediately, actually. When I saw all this crap, my first thought was I need to jump on stream and just start, cussing at these people. And just pointing out how freaking dumb they are and how freaking what kind of horrible hypocrites they are. Even Biden was okay with Obama nominating someone, and now all of a sudden that's not good. Give me a break. And the Senate then has every right to vote or not vote on it, whether you agree with that or not. Okay? Oh, I was too fired up. It would have just been a stream of like for 20 minutes just me dropping F-bombs left and right. It would have been wildly entertaining, but not very productive. Just being honest. No, but the point is this. Okay, so if people want to complain about what happened, that was one thing that people complained about on the left, that the Senate didn't get a vote on a Supreme Court nomination by Obama. Well, guess what? The Senate was Republican. They had the majority. They had the majority back then. They had every right to say thanks, but no thanks. And now they have every right to say, well, we're the majority still. Thanks, and we'll consider it. So if anybody wants to complain online about stuff, and anybody wants to complain, oh yeah, I'm getting to them too, Illustrator. Don't worry, they're on my list of morons to talk about today. if people want to complain about something, the only thing they really have any legitimacy in complaining about is the fact that they didn't get it, that the I can't talk. If they want to complain about something, the thing that they can complain about is that they didn't get a vote on the nominee during Obama and they're getting a vote for Trump's nominee. That is the only legitimate complaint, but not really. But in the sense that if they do want to complain about something, that's the only thing they really could try to address. But even in that case, it's a failure. Because even in that case, the Senate has a right to just say no. And then on top of that, everybody's complaining and bitching about the fact that there's no filibuster now for Senate confirmations. Thank you, Harry Reid. Thank you, sir. Everybody's complaining about what Harry Reid did, but they didn't care back then. They didn't care that Harry Reid removed this sort of requirement back then because they were just jamming things down people's throats back then, and nobody cared about that on the left because they had the majority. They had their president in power. This is the big problem. This is a big problem that I see on the left. Okay, let me kind of go on a small tangent for a moment here. This happened with Clinton as well. This happened with Clinton. This happened with Obama. You have very short-term decisions made. You have decisions that are very short-sighted. Not just short-term, they are short-sighted decisions. These decisions, they don't think about the long-term consequences of those actions. Okay? And the fact that these people make these short-sighted decisions that have major negative impacts, and then all of a sudden, when they lose power, or the power switches over to the conservative side, now all of a sudden, oh no, that's wrong, you shouldn't be doing that. Oh no, you should allow filibustering. Oh no, you shouldn't use the nuclear option. It's wrong if conservatives use the nuclear option. But if a liberal does it, no, there's nothing wrong with that. But a conservative, no. That's a terrible thing. Terrible thing. I'm sorry. That's bullshit. Listen. I was one of the conservatives and many other conservatives that back then complained about the fact that Harry Reid removed the filibuster from Senate confirmations. I and others complained about the fact that he created this nuclear option to bypass any sort of opposition that the Republicans were putting forth. I never said that Obama shouldn't nominate someone. Actually, I never argued that, because if that was the powers that are enumerated in the Constitution and he had a right to do it back then Obama had a right to nominate someone back then. And you know what? Trump has a right to do that now. And if the Senate has a right to decide whether they're going to vote on a nominee or not, which they do, back then they had a right to say yay or nay. Now they still have that same right to say yay or nay. Now, if Harry Reid, during his reign as a Senate Majority Leader, decided to basically take all Senate procedures and just take a giant, drop his pants and take a giant dump on it, well, then that's up to him. And everybody's going to have to live with those consequences now. Now, for the sake of argument, I would argue that the Republicans, now that if they get a majority again, if they get a supermajority, they should reinstate everything. They should bring order back to the Senate. They should make it so that the Senate is restored. And it's not just a biased body. The legislature has a horrible approval rating. And there's a reason for that. There's an absolute legitimate reason for that. That they have a horrible approval rating, that many people don't like what's happening in Congress. So I think that it would behoove the legislation here, the Congress, Democrats would never abuse their power. Never. Yeah, I'm sure troll ZZZZ. No, but the point to me is this. There really needs to be a big overhaul of Congress. Both branches, both chambers of the legislation, of our legislative branch, really needs to be overhauled. There needs to be term limits. There needs to be also term limits on the judiciary, in my opinion. I don't think there should be appointments for life. I really don't. I don't think there should be appointments for life. I don't believe that people should be able to get elected over and over and over and over and over again in our legislative branch. There should be a term limit. And you can make the term limit like equivalent of 2 terms in the House. For example, and there should be greater consequence to all the actions that were taken, exactly with Mueller, like with this impeachment, with this fake investigation, with this fake news hoax of the Russia bullshit. All this stuff needs to be addressed. And these people that have been doing nothing but damage to our country need to get out. Like people like Murkowski, people like Sarah Collins, like Lisa Murkowski and Susan Collins. I'm sorry, Susan Collins. I think that there should only be one term. I don't agree with that. I think term limits are necessary. In all elected positions, there's 2 things that every elected position should have. They should have a limitation of how long you can be in office, and they should be a counterbalance to your position. Actually, 3 things. There should be a term limit, there should be a counterbalance of check and balance to what you do, and there should be liability. Your decisions, if there is a direct connection between your... Yes, just do one long term. Just say, if you become a senator, and I think, what is it? A term of a senator is like 2 terms is the equivalent of what? Like, I don't even remember the exact term of what a senator is. Let me check real quick. I don't remember off the top of my head. Because I haven't finished my coffee yet and I'm still waking up. Let's see here. If my phone decides to, play nice. Let's see. Nope, hold on. What are you doing? Let's see here. Senator is elected for 6 years, okay? So each senator, that's what I thought. Senator terms are 6 years. How about we do this? We do a 9-year term, so we have 1.5 terms essentially put together. And the senators, that's all they get. That's it. So senators don't need to worry about pandering, don't need to worry about worrying about getting reelected. They are voted in, they do their job for their constituents, they're gone. And they can't then jump into the House, they can't jump into other stuff. That's it. You serve as a senator, you're done. I don't know about every 2 years. I think that's a little bit too much because you do need a little bit of time for certain things. I do think that it requires, and I also do think that there should be a period, there's going to be a period of acclimation as well. You need people to be able to know what they're doing. And I think if you just bring someone in for 2 years, I don't think that that's a long enough period. I think that at least a minimum of 1 term, like a 6-year term of a senator. And you could add then a little bit of extra time on top of that, I think would be beneficial. That's just an idea. I'm not saying that that's exactly what it has to be, but I think that it would make sense to do that in both the House and it would do that in the Senate. The Senate and the House was never designed to have senators for life. That's what creates elitism. That's what creates this division between the elites in government and the plebs, the people. You know, because they get so closed off in their little world and their little bubble that they lose complete connection to the constituency and the people that they're supposed to represent. Okay? There's supposed to be 2 senators per state, and they're supposed to represent the entire state. Yet these people have been in office for so long, like Pelosi and Schumer, and when Ted Kennedy was alive, my God. The amount of time that these people spend in the legislation is ridiculous. Well, I mean, the system should be set up in place to ensure that people are honest and to ensure that people are doing their job and that they are being indeed being representative of the people who put them in that power and put them in that position. Because there's no feasible way that a pure democracy can work. You need to have a representative government. You need to have representation. And if people, this turns into the whole thing with the Boston Tea Party. If people are taxing us, if our government is taxing us, and people are going there, and they're not representing us, then why the hell am I paying taxes for? Why the hell am I actually letting you go and vote and change laws that will have a negative impact on me? It's like I'm giving you a gun, and then I'm giving you the ammunition, and then you're just shooting me in the feet. Yeah, and there's also that. There's so much money that's being funneled into politicians' pockets. It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Yeah, exactly. They're not even good at being corrupt. I mean, they don't even hide it well. You have people like Biden and Pelosi that have enriched themselves off of the people of the United States. And in return, what have they done? Nothing. Nothing positive. They've destroyed communities. They destroy the cities they represent. They destroy the states that they represent. Look at California. California is an absolute disaster. Michigan is a mess. Oh, don't get me started on Canada. Don't get me started on Canada. You have these people saying that Trump from Canada, like elected officials in Canada, saying that Trump shouldn't nominate a Supreme Court justice. First of all, fuck you, okay? You're Canada, first of all. You have no grounds to even say anything to the United States, first of all. Okay? Secondly, that's foreign interference. It is none of your concern what we do as a country in terms of our governing bodies. I don't remember the last time a senator or a representative or a governor cared to go and put a tweet out or an op-ed out or something saying, you know, Canada really shouldn't put this person as a representative, or Canada, Canadians really, should be concerned that Trudeau appointed this person to this position. I've seen individuals, just citizens, like people that, like myself, that talk about the news and politics, say, Like with Trudeau wearing blackface. Many times, people say, gee, maybe Canada should do better in their leaders. Just saying. Oh yeah, and there was did you see that about Soros? See, I'm not a big you have some YouTube channels and you have some social media people that really go and lay heavily into Soros, saying he's responsible for all the ills of the earth, and things like that. I don't prescribe to that per se, but it is a fact. It is a fact that Soros has his grubby little hands in a lot of things that are happening. He has organizations that fund dissent. He has organizations that try to destabilize countries, and he's done that even for his own just monetary gain. I mean, he hasn't. It isn't even necessarily a political thing that he's doing. He's done it. He's tried to destabilize world and like economies of the certain countries because he was betting against their currency. Yeah, Soros makes money off countries failing. He bets against currencies and he wants countries to fail so he makes money. He also has his own political agenda. So the fact that it was mentioned by Newt Gingrich, this was on Fox News. You had to see how surreal this was. If you missed this, it's insane. They mentioned George Soros and everybody goes, oh no, you shouldn't mention that. You shouldn't mention that. And there's like this silence, this weird awkward silence, and Newt Gingrich is like, what's going on? Like why can't I talk about him? It's true. What's going on? And then they just move on. They're like, oh, let's just move on. Let's just move on. No, Newt Gingrich made an excellent point. Oh, and me too. I'm glad it went viral because it just shows you what crap Fox News is now. Fox News is garbage now. Fox News used to have a little bit of credence in my book, more so than other news outlets, but they pretty much decimated that now. You're gonna clip some Malkin Kino for me? All right, let's do that. No, and Bill O'Reilly also put out a video, and because he does his thing online now, BillO'Reilly.com. I don't watch him regularly, so I don't, Oh, there was a fake apology next day. I missed that. I didn't even realize that there was a fake apology. No, the only thing that I saw was the viral clip, and then Bill O'Reilly was saying it's a fact that this guy has funded these things. It's a fact that he's bet against countries' economies, and he's made money off of it. It's a fact that he runs these organizations that are funneling funds to politicians and to these rioters and things like that. I mean, and it's true. If you follow the money, it's true. So Soros, I don't think that Soros is this like the Emperor Palpatine sort of guy. Really? Oh, give me a break. God, Fox News is dead. Rip Fox News. Ridiculous. Like, you have some people that are more conspiratorial that pretty much say, oh, like, he's basically Emperor Palpatine. He's just kind of controlling the entire world and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, I don't believe that. I do believe that he is a powerful individual. I do believe he has a lot of money. I do believe that the organizations that he funnels and runs. He is a Jew, yeah. I do believe that there's a lot of bad stuff that he has done, and I think that he should be held accountable. In fact, wasn't it Turkey? Wasn't it Turkey that like kicked him out of the country and banned him and banned all of his organizations and everything of his from having any sort of influence in their country? I think it was Turkey, if I'm not mistaken. And I think every country should do that. I think every country should say, oh, this is a George Soros organization. Assets frozen. No more money for you. Bye-bye. They should block any entry of him into into the country. Like the United States should say, no, you're Soros. Nope. You're related to Soros. No. You're working for Soros. No. Your money frozen. Your organization's frozen. Because if he is basically sowing dissent. Oh, it's Hungary. And, oh, Russia did it too? Yeah, I don't think that's the case, Mark. Yes, but Russia did that. Oh, I did not know. Pakistan, Poland, Turkey, Russia. Poland is based. Poland is so based. I'm going to have to move to Poland. Yeah, Pakistan, Poland, Turkey, Russia, Hungary, Philippines. The United States should do it too. The United States should do that too. I think, and the thing is, he is basically acting as a domestic terrorist. Not just a domestic terrorist, actually, an international terrorist. Soros is acting as a terrorist, and he should be treated as such, and his organization should be treated as such. That's what it boils down to me. So, but going back to what I was talking about, I kind of got off on this whole side tangent here. What I was talking about. Oh, Poland is based, my man. If you move to Poland, you won't be able to screw in a light bulb. Why? Why wouldn't I be able to screw in a light bulb? Osama bin Soros. Yeah, basically. But going back to the whole RBG thing and the whole Supreme Court and you know, things like that. What it really boils down to is that, you know, Trump actually, this is the thing. Trump just announced that Friday or Saturday he's gonna nominate someone. Oh, okay. That went over my head. I didn't think about that. Yeah, Polish jokes. Right. I forgot about that. You people are terrible, okay? Oh boy. Old joke. How many Polacks does it take to screw in a light bulb? I don't know how many. Oh boy. How many? Yeah, I'm asking. How many? I want Illustrator to say it. I'm not gonna say it. But yeah, moving on. Trump did. I don't remember the joke. No, I don't. So, oh, stop. Be nice. Be nice. But anyways, Trump said that Friday or Saturday he's going to put forth the nominee. He said it's going to be a woman. So, there's a lot of speculation that it may be, Amy Barrett. ACB, Amy Coney Barrett, because she was put on the 7th Circuit Court, if I'm not mistaken. She already went through a lot of crap actually with the whole confirmation hearing and the hearing for her and the vetting. He had that infamous line from Feinstein saying, "The dogma lives in you, doesn't it?" What a cunt. Like, I don't want to keep using bad words, but they just pull it out of me, you know? I want to be a good Catholic. I shouldn't be laughing at that. How many pull-ups does it take to change a light bulb? 3. 1 to hold the light bulb and 2 to turn the ladder. That's terrible. That's terrible. Funny, but terrible. Anyways. But ACB has gone through a lot of the vetting already. And a lot of the crap that the Senate put her through. Because Trump nominated her. So, yeah, it's a clean joke, true. Use non-English bad words. I'm going to have to create a list of that. But a lot of people are speculating that she may be the choice. There's some other people that might be on the list, but they're thinking that she may be the person that's nominated. I don't know if she's going to be the person or not. From her vetting as a justice on the 7th Circuit Court, I don't think that she'd be a bad choice. She has a pretty solid record. She's a pretty distinguished individual when it comes to being a legal mind. So I don't and she's been through the ringer already. So I don't think that it would be. Oh, maybe I should just hold on. I don't think that she'd be a bad choice. I just wanted to finish my thought. In terms of foreign bad words, maybe I should start talking like Super Susie. Just go suka. I do miss Susie's re. I do miss those. Those are always wildly entertaining. And another thing about Ruth Bader Ginsburg, everybody's trying to claim this dying wish. Dying wish. They're saying her dying wish was that her seat was not filled until a new president was elected. Well, guess what? Her dying wish does not supersede the Constitution. First of all, I don't believe that was her dying wish. Call me a cynic. Call me a skeptic. I don't believe it. Give me a video recording of her saying that. That's not a deep fake, and I will consider that. But not even, because again, even if I was there and I witnessed her saying that, it does not supersede the Constitution and the duty of the Senate. Which goes back to me. It goes back to what I was saying about the hubris of RBG and the narcissism of RBG, and the fact that even post-death she does not want to relinquish the seat. Okay? It's ridiculous. And if we're talking about dying wishes, Herman Cain's dying wish was to have President Trump get reelected. So which dying wish do we put more weight on? Do we have to honor every dying wish of a politician now? Is this the new standard? Another interesting fact. Do you know that 29 times there have been a vacancy in a presidential election year on the Supreme Court? And 29 times presidents haven't made the nominations. And I think 7? No. I don't think it was 7. I think it was 70%. I think, or something like that. The vast majority of the Supreme Court nominations and hearings and confirmations were under 47 days, if I'm not mistaken. We're under like 47 or 45 days. It didn't take very long to confirm. They were pretty quick. I mean, let's just face reality. RBG stayed on the bench because she wanted to give Hillary Clinton a chance to replace her. The assumption was that Hillary was going to win in 2016. Everybody assumed that. Obama assumed that. The media assumed that. Ruth Bader Ginsburg assumed that. Things did not go their way. It was a bad call. It was a bad decision, even though she had health issues already. I mean, sure, she could have lasted until next year. Who knows? But even if she lasted till next year, what's going to happen? If she died in January or in February instead of now, and Trump was reelected, which things are looking like he's going to get reelected. But remember, kids, don't be complacent. But it looks like he's going to get reelected. What's going to happen? Now we're supposed to have an empty seat until the next president comes along for 3-4 years? According to the left, probably. But it was just a stupid decision. Very, very stupid decision. You have the reason why I think Trump is going to win is because you have things like in California you have big rallies in California. Every Saturday in California right now in Beverly Hills, there's the Beverly Hills Freedom Rally, where every Saturday the Beverly Hills Freedom Rally brings together a huge, diverse group of Trump supporters in Southern California. I don't know if California is going to flip. I don't. But California is definitely starting to get a little redder. You know? It's a reality that's going to have to be faced. People are tired. That's why Trump won the first time around, because people are tired of this bull crap. People are tired of politics as usual. People want someone who goes in there and gets the job done. People want a politician who goes there and tells the media to screw off when they deserve it, and to call them out when they're spouting their BS. I mean, it's getting ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous. And that's why there's been this big shift in politics in the United States. You know? Another interesting thing that happened regarding Trump, this is kind of a side note, but it's something I wanted to just mention, is that President Trump signs an executive order to establish a national commission to promote patriotic education, which basically is he's deep sixing the 1619 project. I think that's a good thing. Now, I don't necessarily say that. I don't necessarily agree that you have to teach only purely patriotic and positive things about the United States. I just say it has to be real, in the sense that you have to base history on reality of what happened. There's a lot of positive things that happen in our history, and the basis of our country was based on the foundation of freedoms, manifest destiny, and those philosophies, and that all men are created equal, and that there are unalienable rights given by God and enshrined by the Constitution. Those are things that exist in the foundation of our country. And to just ignore it or outright contradict it is nothing but incorrect and propagandist and revisionist history. Whether you agree with it or not, it's irrelevant too. That's the thing. It's not even a matter if you agree with it or not. And that's not to say that our country doesn't have its own sins. Of course it does. You've had good people and bad people throughout history, within the creation and the history of the United States, and you had that throughout the world. You had good people, you had bad people. You have particularly aggressive countries and particularly passive countries. You had countries that are more conquering and other countries that have been more conquered. Okay? That's just how human history works. That's just how humanity works. That's just how governments work. People need to understand that that's just what it is. Yep, there was a Long Island. In Long Island, there was Trump-spangled cars. in Pennsylvania. Hey, Super Susie, welcome to the stream. I was just talking about you. I was just talking about how I miss your streams, and I miss you go ree. I miss when you go ree. Did you know that there was a Amish parade? A Trump parade? I kid you not. There was an Amish parade. Only Germans need to feel shame. No, I don't feel bad for my country. I don't feel bad for my country's like history. I just understand that, there's good and there's bad. Because that's human nature. There's good things about human beings, there's bad things about human beings. Yeah, exactly, Silent Bob. What country has not done something bad? Every country has done that. No country is perfect, no person is perfect. But if I'm gonna basically crucify every single person that came before me, the KGB tactic? Tactic. Yes. I saw a video about that actually, Susie. I saw a video about that. Where, they do this kind of revisionist history. It's a very insidious thing. So, I get that. I saw a very interesting video about this. If I find the video, I'll try and play it on stream one of these days because it's really, really good. It was this Russian defector that was in this interview like in the 1970s. And he's talking about exactly what you're seeing right now. It was very, very fascinating, very educational. I think it was a very great video. And like I said, if I find it, I'll be more than happy to play that for you guys. But other things that are kind of happening right now. But going back to actually RGB, one final thing that I want to talk about is let's see here. There was one thing that I wanted to mention about RGB is this. Let me think. There was one final thing I wanted to talk about. I want to make sure that I mention everything. Maybe I did mention everything that I wanted to talk about. I need to make like a little bullet, like a checklist about these major topics, just to make sure I cover everything that I wanted to talk about. I think I did. Yeah, no, I think I covered everything that I wanted to cover when it comes to that. Some other little interesting things that were happening over the weekend and the couple days that I wasn't able to stream is that on Sunday, which was calendar come up, which was the 20th, yesterday, Trump it says that Trump blocked downloads of TikTok and WeChat on Sunday. To block the U.S. downloads of TikTok and WeChat. So that apparently happened Sunday. It started Sunday. And I think that's a good thing. I think that's good. I think it's a positive thing. And in more news of this kind, there's also like, there's this, talking a little bit about coronavirus now. Because it has to do with those kind of countries and things of that nature. You have a Dr. Li Mengyan, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, who was on Twitter. She is a whistleblower, a Chinese scientist who speaks out about who's been speaking out about how the COVID-19 virus was essentially a man-made virus designed to basically attack people and hurt people. And Twitter bans her account. So it seems like nobody gives a rat's ass about that whistleblower. But when the whistleblower is something that they care about, they want to quote unquote protect whistleblowers. Unbelievable. Oh God. I mean, the stuff that you see, the sheer hypocrisy of it all. It is just funny to me to see that. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh, yesterday there was also the Emmys last night. I didn't watch it. I don't have any numbers in front of me. But I'm pretty confident that I can guess that viewership was down from last year. You know, call me again, like I said, call me a skeptic about viewership numbers, but I have a feeling that they went down. Oh, thank you, Susie. Thank you for swinging by, even if you have to go. I appreciate that. Let me see what this video is here. Yes, that's the guy. That's the video I was talking about. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much, Susie. That's exactly the video that I was talking about. Danke. Bye, Susie. Thanks for swinging by. That's exactly the video that I was talking about. What's going on in chat here? You know, I'm not sure if it's only Russians, though, but I think that it is definitely something that governments use. I'm pretty sure that there's I'm sure it's not... I'm willing to guess it's not unique to the KGB. But it's very much probably something that the KGB really fine-tuned and worked on. China's very good at that as well. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, I don't think it's unique to the KGB. I think maybe the KGB really fine-tuned it, and then you have other governments and organizations using that model, maybe doing some sort of variations on it or whatever. But yeah. Yeah. Oh, absolutely, yeah. Yuri Bezmenov. Yes. Yes, that's his name. Yuri Bezmenov. I saw that video a long time ago, and it was pretty amazing to me when I watched it, because it's like, yeah, it explained a lot. And you know what? Maybe we can just play that here before I conclude the stream. I have to see. Let me see if I can add that here as a video. Oh boy. Let's see if I don't destroy my stream here. If I don't boomer it up. Hopefully I won't. Yowza. Alright. Bear with me. I'm going to try and do this. Let's see what happens. My chat window is not updating. Okay, I'll see if I can fix that. Okay, thanks. I'll check out that other link, Susie. Thank you very much. Let me stop this as well here. Nope, stop playing. I want you to stop playing. There you go. Okay. Alright. Let me make sure that my chat is indeed loading here. Let's see. There we go. That should be refreshing. There it is. All right. So, let me see here what I can do to add now this video. This isn't really as quick as OBS to do this, at least not for me. If I want to add it as an overlay here. Whoa! Nope, that is not what I want. Oh boy, boomering it up on stream. Oh yeah. That's what, that's what we do. Hold on. There we go. Of course I'd boomer it up. Please stand by. I tried to make it so it doesn't overtake my screen here. Oh boy, oh boy. Alright. Oop, nope. Bring it up. This is a little sloppy, but it'll do what we want it to do. There we go. Whew. Now the question is, how do I make this actually play?
Ideological subversion is,
there you go.
is the slow process which we call either ideological subversion or active measures. What it basically means is to change the perception of reality of every American to such an extent that despite of the abundance of information, no one is able to come to sensible conclusions in the interests of defending themselves, their families, their community, and their country. It's a great brainwashing process which goes very slow, and it's divided in four basic stages. First one being demoralization. It takes from 15 to 20 years to demoralize a nation. Why that many years? Because this is the minimum number of years which requires to educate one generation of students. Marxism-Leninism ideology is being pumped into the soft heads of at least 3 generations of American students without being challenged. Most of it is done by Americans to Americans.
I actually don't teach what's in our curriculum. I'm teaching them things about how to be an anti-racist. I taught them about protesting. I taught them about Black Lives Matter.
A person who was demoralized is unable to assess true information. The facts tell nothing to him. The next stage is destabilization, and it takes only from 2 to 5 years to destabilize a nation. But what matters is essentials. Economy.
So please, bring on the recession. Sorry if that hurts people.
Foreign relations.
We hold China as a country growing into a respectable nation.
Defense systems.
We've got to cut military spending.
The next stage, of course, is crisis. It may take only up to 6 weeks to bring a country to the verge of crisis.
There needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
The United States is losing the battle against coronavirus.
If you see anyone violating that stay-at-home order, police want you to notify them right away so we can all be protected.
And after crisis, with a violent change of power, structure, and economy, you have so-called the period of normalization. It may last indefinitely. Your leftists in United States, all these professors and all these beautiful civil rights defenders, They are instrumental in the process of the subversion only to destabilize the nation. When their job is completed, they are not needed anymore. They will be lined up against the wall and shot. This is what will happen in the United States if you allow all these schmucks to bring the country to crisis, to promise people all kind of goodies and the paradise on earth. The time bomb is ticking. With every second, the disaster is coming closer and closer. Unlike myself, you will have nowhere to defect to.
Yeah. Alright, let me get rid of this overlay here. Done. Alright, that should be... Wait, what the heck's going on? There. So, and that is true. I was looking at chat while the video was going on here. That is true. The problem is you're going to have people that won't teach the curriculum no matter what. What happened to my Discord overlay? Uh-oh. My guy's face is gone. What the heck? Huh. Schmucks. Yeah, I know. I like the fact that he called them schmucks too. Where's the Activision logo? I don't know. This is maybe a third-party developer. No, but really, that is really what's been happening for a very long time in academia. You have people who, they're not teaching history. They're not teaching math. They're not teaching science. They're teaching an agenda. They're teaching a propaganda. They're teaching a political ideology. They're insidious. That's the problem that's been going on for a very long time in our country. It's been largely ignored by people. And it's a shame. It's a shame that this is just ignored. It's a shame that it's not addressed, and it's a shame that it's doing this to our youth. The silver lining is this: because of the internet, because of social media, because of YouTubers, because of people like myself, that we go out there and we try to spread the truth, and we try to spread reality, and try and deconstruct all these false narratives. We call out the hypocrisy. We call out this sort of thing. There is a large number of people that are walking away from, like, the Democrat Party. There's a bunch of people that are slowly getting quote unquote red pilled, and getting more aware of the lies and deceit and the BS from academia, from the news, from politicians. People aren't buying it anymore. People are not buying it anymore. And it's, to me, a very good thing. It is a very good thing. Hey, Trainwave, how are you doing on YouTube there? Actually, I was going to check out my stream on float.app as well, because unfortunately, I apologize to the people on Float. I actually hadn't... I didn't bring up the chat for it. My apologies. Let me go and get that up now. Silly me. Yeah, well, no, not really. I didn't start early, Illustrator. I actually started on time. Believe it or not. Because that's the time I'm supposed to be starting my streams. Sorry, I was just addressing earlier chat there. So, yeah, Common Core was a big mistake in my opinion. I don't think it was good. And that's why they want to lock down the internet. That's why they want to make it harder for people to, like, the internet used to be much more open. There was far less censorship. No, I stream on like 5 platforms, I think, total. I stream on Bitwave, YouTube, Twitch, Periscope, DLive, and Float. Actually, that's, what, 7? 7 platforms? 6 or 7, whatever. Point is, I'm a multi-streamer. So that definitely is something that's happened is in academia, and the beauty of the internet now is that there's so much information out there that it's easy to actually really fact check, and it's really easy to call out the BS when you see it. Yeah, don't even get me started on Bill Gates. I don't know if there's if America doesn't have any chance of being a coherent nation. I think it's gonna take time. Oh, entropystream.live. I think I've seen that before. They mirror the live streams? Really? Like, do you need to do anything, or is it automatic? Like, if you sign up with Entropy Streams, it just mirrors it when you go live on DLive. It just automatically does that for you? Yeah, because I've seen the website before, but I haven't signed up or done anything with it. You have a nice front end? Yeah. Well, Bitwave has a nice user interface. I've seen several platforms that have a similar user interface to Bitwave, and I don't know what came first or what came after, but it is one style of video user interface that I think it's clean, it's simple. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Well, I don't know. I can look into Entropy. I don't know. You have to set up with your DLive URL. Okay. Well, I mean, I can play around with it. I don't mind adding an additional platform if it doesn't take up my bandwidth, because that's the biggest problem I have right now with this software, is that it is really sucking on my bandwidth. So, I don't know. I can play around with it and I can see. But, you know, that's really the only thing I wanted to really talk about today. Was RBG, because it is by far the biggest news item that has been coming around for quite a while. And you know, it's so funny that nobody talks about COVID now, right? For today and for the past couple of days, I haven't heard anybody talking about COVID. COVID just disappeared because RBG died. Did you find that funny? I don't run my own restreamer, but I'm using a different streaming software, because I used to use OBS, but now I'm using vMix, and vMix lets you put in 3 different sources to stream to. So one is Bitwave, one is Float.app, and then the other is my Restream.io, which goes to all the stuff that Restream.io supports. Yes, I did see that the lockdowns were, a federal judge said that the lockdowns that were put in Pennsylvania were unconstitutional. I did see that, indeed. Quite interesting. Quite interesting indeed. So, and that's happened in other states too, where the lockdowns just went way too far. Freedom of association seems to have been totally forgotten as vital to the viability of the republic. Well, I think perhaps it's not. It's I don't know. I really haven't thought too much deeply about that, so I can't express an opinion one way or the other. They probably will counter death as a COVID death, even though it wasn't. It wouldn't surprise me if they did that for RBG. Frankly, wouldn't surprise me at all. But I don't know. I don't think that it would have mattered one way or the other, because people were freaking out over the fact that he's going to replace her. That's really the biggest freak out that they're having right now. Free speech and democracy in the hands of morons is obviously an impediment to the freedoms of the majority. I don't think free speech itself in the hands of unintelligent or, politically biased people is a bad thing. I think the problem is when that small minority wields a lot of power. Like Hollywood, the media, celebrities, things like that. A moment of silence for RBG? No. No, I'm not doing a moment of silence for her. No, I did not. I did what I do with most of the time when I hear about like certain well-known people passing away. I express my condolences online, and I still do. I am aware of that, Illustrator, yeah. Oh, I didn't check out Bitwave when that happened. When RGB passed away, when the news came out, I should have gone on Bitwave just to see what happened. No, I did not. Well, Trump has already, actually, Zani, thanks for coming on the stream, by the way. He's already been putting in court picks all over the place on all different levels of layers of the federal judiciary. It was epic. No, I completely missed that. I miss everything. I'm always the last to know. And thank you, everybody. I just noticed that I am on the top of the list of all the live streamers on Bitwave right now because I have the most views. Yay! Woohoo! We're number one. We're number one. We're number one. You had to crawl under your gaming stream. Oh, jeez, come on. Bitwaver's defeating Fed channels lately? Yes. Yes. Thank you. Yes, Illustrator. Thank you so much. Yeah, those channels, I don't even know where they came from. Like, Doom, whatever. Doom's Tube. Just came in and they got over 100 views out of nowhere. I was like, what the hell? Very surprising to me. I mean, good for them. I don't mind. I'm just doing my own thing. Malkin naming Soros. Oh. Great. You got the clip. Excellent. Judicial Watch. She was on Judicial Watch doing this? That's interesting. Very interesting. Fed channels are the product of riots. Really? Good to know. play the clip. Well, let me see if I can. If I don't, I'll try and do this whole boomerang thing again here. Let's. Let me do that. Give me a moment. I don't know what happened to my Discord. It got all messed up. Hold on. Actually, before I do that, let me see if I can refresh my Discord overlay, because that's weird. It should not be doing that. Let me reload that and see if that fixes things. Doesn't look like it. Weird. Very weird. Alright, but anyways, let me play this clip, and then I'm afraid I'm going to have to start bringing the stream to a close. And I have a feeling that once I add this, it's going to do the same thing as it did before. It's just going to... Nope, that's not what I wanted. Hold up. Let me get the proper address here. Come on. You can do it. Alright. Let's see here if I can get this working. Ooh. This is really... whoops, nope. Need to reset that. Crop it. Please stand by. Why is the cropping not working here? I'm not seeing any cropping. Fantastic. Alright, never mind then. Let's just do this. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Give me one moment here. Sorry about the silence. This is probably just going to throw it directly onto my stream, even though I need to do some quick adjustments to it. Oh, that's what happened. I accidentally disabled it. Oopsie. Ha! Yep, I knew it was going to do that. Okay. Well, let me just do a quick adjustment here. The video size is different. Okay, good to know. Alright, let me adjust the positioning real quick here. There we are. Alright. No, there we go.
There was a great Bill O'Reilly clip from this morning that I wanted to call your attention to if you hadn't seen it. Because the guy, God bless him, spelled it out, and as they say, named the names, if you know what I mean. So let's there was a great Bill O'Reilly clip from this morning that I wanted to call your attention to if you hadn't seen it. Because the guy, God bless him, spelled it out, and as they say, named the names, if you know what I mean. So let's, there was a great...
Oh, I guess that's the clip. Yeah, I saw that video clip of Bill O'Reilly, and it was very interesting. Sorry about the buffering and such. I gotta work on the settings of this thing. It seems like it was just a loop. That was just the link given to me. I don't know. Yeah, she's talking about Soros. She was talking about because I was talking about Soros earlier. And Bill O'Reilly pretty much called out the fact that Newt Gingrich was absolutely right to mention Soros and his activities, and that it was ridiculous that Fox News oh, I'm not number one anymore. Boo. What the heck? Wait a minute, that's not right. I have 21 viewers. How is DoomTube and oh, there we go. Now it updated. It didn't update. So, but anyways, yeah. Bill O'Reilly pretty much called that out, saying that Newt Gingrich was correct. Yeah, Soros put $2 million in the Iowa caucus app, yeah. Yeah. So it is what it is with the news media, and it's a shame that they do that. I think we're at a good point here. I talked about everything I really wanted to talk about. Apparently one of the producers is married to a guy that gets Soros money. There seems to be a lot of connections to Soros in different aspects of media and politics. It's kind of a disturbing thing that in one way or another he kind of has his hand in all these different cookie jars. I don't think one person should have that sort of unaccountable power. Everyone uses family to pass money, yeah. That's why politicians and media is married so much. Yeah, that's true. I saw that illustrator, that the bar owner who was defending his establishment and killed a BLM rioter a month ago. He committed suicide. That's it's tragic. It's very sad. I think it's very sad. Things like that shouldn't be happening. Well, Alex Jones did talk a lot about Soros, and Alex Jones talked a lot about conspiratorial stuff as well. Alex Jones also said certain things that were very inflammatory. I don't agree with any sort of censorship of him. He shouldn't be censored in any way. I don't believe he should. But I can understand why Alex Jones leaves a bitter taste in some people's mouths about that. And then to me, his streams, his show seems like a big infomercial to me. I don't have products to shill, so maybe once I do, I might turn more into like an Alex Jones. But he was character assassinated for sure, but he's also very inflammatory, and that's part of his charm for some people. Well, no, that's true. Definitely not the FBI. I'm not saying that being inflammatory is a negative thing. In fact, in some cases, I think that being inflammatory, like Milo Yiannopoulos, like Alex Jones, if you're being inflammatory just in your speech and you're raising awareness and you're making people have a conversation about things, I think that it's not a bad thing. He's kind of like a mechanized Jabba the Hutt. Yeah, in a way. In a way, he kind of is Neutrino Ether. Get myself a Zazzle account. so I can start selling merch. Milo is flamboyant and needs to be on fire, not inflammatory. Well, Milo, that's just his personality too. Like, it's just how he is. That's how he talks. That's how he acts. It's part of his It's part of his character and personality. It's not just a persona that he puts on. It's just how he is. And I may agree or not agree with things that he says, but I do have to say that he definitely knows how to make an impact. Ooh, The Patriot. I don't think I ever seen that movie through and through. Yeah. But hey, we can all do a movie stream afterwards with Zani. I can end my stream here. And before I do, let me do some shameless self-promotion. I don't radicalize, I monetize. That's right. No. But let me, speaking of monetization, hey, if you enjoy listening to me stream, why don't you consider buying me a coffee? I have the description, in my description you can buy me a coffee, or if you prefer giving me some cryptocurrency, I have an Ethereum address that you can use. As well as if you just want to go with straight old traditional cash, you can send that to streamlabs.com/theeternalabyss. Any level of generosity is appreciated, but you know what? More so than a coffee, more so than cryptocurrency, more so than money, I need you. As Bane would say, I need you, the people. If you could understand that. I need you, the people. I need people, I need followers, I need viewers, I need growth, I need sharing. So please follow on all the different platforms. Follow me on Twitter, on Gab, on Parlay, or Parler, however you pronounce it, minds.com, float.app, I'm on that as well. Yay, thank you. I'll look out for the 5 Ethereum in my wallet. Thank you. But yeah, follow and share, really. Do you accept payments in manual typewriters? As long as it's on a check. A valid check that doesn't bounce, sure. Why not? I take everything. No, but in all seriousness, really, if anybody wants to support financially, that's wonderful. Sponsoring or donations, things like that, great. But if anybody wants to stop that. We don't need to do that. We accept everybody. But anyways, the point is, following and sharing really is what helps me more than anything right now. So please share, please follow, and hit the notification bell. Do what you need to do to help me grow, because Twitter and the other platforms are trying to shut down streams and shut down conservatives, shut down conservative voices. Yay, send me an ice cream. Thank you very much. Did it even show up here? I don't see it on the thing yet. Hopefully we'll hear the turkey in the straw song soon. I always enjoy that. But thank you so much, Illustrator. I really appreciate the support. Well, you know what? If people don't want to donate, that's fine. I actually, like I said, I prefer follows. I prefer views. I prefer shares. I don't need, I never did this stream with the idea of making this a cash cow. That's not the goal. My goal isn't to make money off of this. My goal is to just spread truth, conservative values, call out hypocrisy, and that's really the main goal of this stream. And if people want to support that, great. Hey, 27 views, nice. If people want to support that, fantastic. I'm more than happy to receive any sort of support. But like I said, that's not the goal here. The goal here isn't really to make money. The goal here is to spread the good word. That's really what it is. Listen, I'm not kidding. You can try and rile me up and say stupid bullshit like that, but you're not gonna get anything out of me. So support me if you can. Follow, share, and spread the good word. Yeah, I know. I don't like using the ignore and blocking people. I'd rather just let people show their stupidity. So I'm fine. It's good. It's good. It's all good. So I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank you all. Hey, DSB official. Yeah. Thank you so much for everybody watching. I want to thank everybody for participating as well. And without you guys, I wouldn't have much of a stream. I love the participation. I love the chatting. I love hearing what chat has to say, and I love kind of bouncing off of that. I do love that very much. I think it's what makes the stream even more enjoyable than just me soapboxing for a couple hours, really. So thanks again. We're going to be here tomorrow around 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Another episode. Make sure you got your coffee. Apparently fame comes at a cost. Yeah, really, I know, right? It comes, you got to take the good with the bad. But thanks you, everybody. Thank you, everybody on Bitwave, everybody on Periscope, everybody on DLive, everybody on YouTube, everybody on Float.app, everybody on Twitch. I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day, and remember, kids, as always, we're gonna sign off as we usually do here. Don't be complacent, and be good, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night, a great day. See you tomorrow.